Vera Labs is a developer-oriented fintech company that enables non-custodial financial services for NFTs, such as rentals and mortgages. And with me is the CEO, Dennis Lamb, to explain. Go into a little more depth, Dennis. What does Vera Labs do?
Yeah, absolutely happy to share. So I guess when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right, when Bitcoin started, people were just buying and selling it, holding on to it. But really, the first killer use case that got a lot more mainstream into exploding the cryptocurrency space was made possible by Ethereum. It was called decentralized finance. And that's the ability to do financial applications or financial services without an intermediary, like a bank, right? Now, of course, not everyone is using it yet, but it's been recognized by the bigs, the executives of Bank of America and several other banks that potentially DeFi is a bigger disruptive force than Bitcoin itself, right? So it's definitely something here to stay and is continuing to grow and mature. Well, when it comes to NFTs, not a lot of people these days fully understand what it is. Talk to my mom, she wouldn't know what it is. But we here who really understand the space truly believe that the next killer use case of NFTs isn't just going to be some random cartoon NFT, but it is something that'll be relied upon by all the major institutions, brands, real businesses in the world, and it will be the true disruptive force in the financial space. But in order for that to happen, just like Ethereum and a virtual machine was needed to make these applications possible, Vera is building something similar to the Ethereum of NFTs, where it can enable these use cases where NFTs are actually used in finance for real world use cases to actually bring good to the world and empower the people and everyone. So that's kind of what we're building here, the rails.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. And I think you're right. I think people think NFTs is like Bored Apes and that's all that is. But I mean, it really is a technology that can tokenize almost anything and democratize ownership of almost anything. So why don't we talk to you a little bit more about that in a second, but explain the current situation with ownership of NFTs and how Vera changes and improves that.
Sure. So, I mean, the current situation really is just a lot of early players experimenting what NFTs can do. We're really just at the tip of the iceberg, and adoption is not even here yet. So we're here to speed that up, meaning, well, I understand that people want to see if a JPEG, a Bored Ape, or any image art can be used with put into NFT technology. But what we're here really is how can we put real world financial assets, commodities, real estate, your membership representing your from any brand, put that on, use that in the NFTs. These are the use cases that we're more interested in focusing on, the utility rather than the speculative value of it.
Right. No, I get it. And people will be able to make income from NFTs in that scenario as well. How would that look exactly?
Sure. Well, NFTs really is just a registry, right? I mean, think of it this way. If you own a house, well, the title company is a registry that shows you own that house, and you trust that it keeps the record straight. Well, that title company only works in the US. If you go to a different country, they have a different system. NFTs really is just a registry of ownership of specific things, but instead of relying on a title company, you rely on something called a blockchain, like Ethereum. And it's a global registry because everyone that trusts and uses that blockchain can believe in it. So imagine having a title registry that works in every country. All houses in the world are put in that title, that registry, and all the players and stakeholders in the ecosystem will just trust that, eliminating all the different intermediaries. Well, it sounds like a pipe dream right now to make that work in several industries. So when you come to asking how can people make money, well, first of all, a lot of people can save money, right? So imagine doing a transaction, you eliminate all the middleman, you don't have a bunch of fees to pay on the buyer and seller side. For example, if you don't need to worry about escrows, all of it can be automatically, strangers can trust each other. It's like Bitcoin lets strangers pay each other without trusting a bank. But in terms of making money, of course, there's going to be several opportunities, right? So if just like investing in any asset in the real world, if you believe this asset will go up in price, well, you can similarly invest in an NFT that represents that specific asset and go on price. And the way to purchase that asset in the real world, where a lot of assets these days are very illiquid, right? I mean, imagine trying to buy or sell a house. It takes like a month, right? But imagine able to buy a house as fast as Bitcoin, where you just buy it, boom, and the ownership's transferred, everything's automated in the background. And if I want to rent it out or sell it, boom, send it to a different wallet. Well, we believe that's the future, where everything's working at light speed. And because cost and technology makes things so automated and fast, it democratizes access, where in the past, to be in part of these business deals and investment deals, you have to rely on institutions and brokers and experts. But imagine a future where everyone and their mother can access any of these, make money, trade, take risks, just like anyone else. So that's very exciting if you look at it that way.
It is. That's kind of the peer-to-peer philosophy that we hear about. So, and just finally, Dennis, I mean, you touched on it a little bit, but I mean, what the future will look like and how will the economy change under NFTs and be a tokenized economy? How will that look?
Well, how will the economy change everything that's tokenized? Well, in my opinion, first of all, if NFT technology is being used and if it's mature, everyday consumers and users and retail investors wouldn't even need to know what NFTs are. It will, just like how you're using Zoom right now, and there's probably millions lines of code behind it on different tech stacks and technologies. It's going to feel like that, but the technology is powered by NFTs. But what we'll notice is, just like how the internet era spurred all this new .coms and innovation, and of course, there's bubbles where a lot, didn't survive. You'll see that when NFTs really start to be understood by the economy, by the markets, you'll have a whole renaissance of people, developers, startup entrepreneurs coming in trying to build applications, build business on top of it. And we're getting there, right? Not yet, but we're getting there. Once the infrastructure is more mature, the tools are there, you'll have people who does not need to know how to code or understand much about blockchain or smart contracts, and they can start building apps and building these things. But we're still a little ways far from that, but it's coming.
Is coming. Well, I see the potential of the technology, and it's exciting to kind of be on the ground floor and watch it all develop. And so thank you so much, Dennis, for sharing Vera Labs, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay.